Okay, there's only going to be one video for this lesson. We're going to get through it very quickly. I want to practice a little bit more of finding an exact value when we don't necessarily have the unit circle right in front of us. So I know we worked some examples yesterday after we had filled out the unit circle and all those kinds of things, but I want us to be able to do this maybe where we don't have the unit circle in front of us. So let's say that I ask you to find the tangent of 4 pi over 3. So let's just think about, number one, what quadrant are we in? I know that there is 1 pi over 3, there's 2 pi over 3, this is going to be 3 pi over 3, and down here will be 4 pi over 3. So I am definitely in quadrant 3, and there's some things I know about quadrant 3. I know that both of my coordinates in quadrant 3 are going to be negative. I also know that a good reference angle to use would be what's happening on the unit circle at pi over 3. And again, that's going to be where my x distance, my x coordinate, is smaller than my y coordinate. So I know those exact values look like that. And I'm over here in quadrant 3, and I still have I know that this would be a negative 1/2 root 3 over 2. If I reflect this down here, I'm still at 1/2 and root 3 over 2, but I'm in quadrant 3, so that's what's happening for cosine and sine. Now you asked me for tangent of 4 pi over 3, which is going to look like sine over cosine. So tangent's actually going to be positive in quadrant 3. My 1/2's top and bottom will cancel, so that value will just be square roots of 3. So we can do this even without the unit circle in front of us, just considering what quadrant we're in and what reference angle we're going to use most commonly from quadrant 1. And now we actually found the sine of 4 pi over 3, and we said that that value is going to be the larger. So we know that this is going to be negative root 3 over 2. So we can find those quite nicely. Now here's 7 pi over 4. So let's think about, again, where we are in the plane. Here's 1 pi over 4, there's 2 pi over 4, 3 pi over 4, 4 pi over 4, 5 pi over 4, 6 pi over 4, and right there in the middle is 7 pi over 4. So I am in quadrant 4, and I know that my x-coordinate will be positive while my y-coordinate will be negative. I'm going to use pi over 4 as my reference angle for this exact value, and I know those are the x and y coordinates, or the sine and cosine. So I'm going to use that to find the exact values here. So my x coordinate is positive root 2 over 2, while my y coordinate is going to have to be negative root 2 over 2. So the sine of 7 pi over 4, which is the y coordinate to this point, is negative root 2 over 2, while the cosine of 7 pi over 4 is the x coordinate, positive root 2 over 2, and the tangent of 7 pi over 4 is the ratio of sine over cosine. So that would be negative 1. So we can use what we know about the coordinate plane to figure out what quadrant we're in, what the SIGN signs are to the coordinates of the point in that quadrant, and then we can find a quadrant 1 reference angle to figure out what our exact values are, and then just change the signs on those. So it's very easy, even without the unit circle in front of you or without your exact values table in front of you, to actually be able to figure out what the exact values are anywhere in the coordinate plane. So come to class, we'll practice some of these exact values, and we'll get better at filling out our unit circle.